What's going on, pranksters? Welcome back to another setup video, and in this particular video I'm gonna be showing you guys how I transformed a spare room in my house into my dream smart gym setup, which has a total value of $10,000. It's gonna be an epic one, and it will be centered around my brand new Tonal machine. But before we get started, let me announce the giveaways for this video, and it's pretty simple. If this video gets 500 likes, I will give away a mini cooler to someone from the comments. This mini cooler will be featured later on in this video, and if this video gets 10,000 likes, the winner will get a brand new PlayStation 5. And to participate, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below telling me what my next setup video should be. Best of luck, pranksters, and for future reference, you can check out all my gaming setup videos at my new gaming channel. Link is in the description. Now let's get to building my dream gym setup. Alright, pranksters, well, here is a room where I'm gonna be building my dream smart gym setup. First off, you guys should know that I had originally built another gym setup here, but then I had to take it all down when I brought down the furniture from my upstairs loft. If you guys recall, there I built my dream movie room, and it turned out to be quite awesome actually. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check it out after you finish watching this video. Anyway, everything had to be cleared out, and I went ahead and emptied out the room so nothing would get in the way. At first, everything was going great until I noticed a big eyesore in the ceiling. Now, don't get me wrong, I can appreciate a nice ceiling fan with lights, but no way would this be part of my new gym setup. It just took up so much headroom, so I went to work on removing it. First, I had to cut off the power from the fan. I did that by flipping a switch on the breaker. Now I could safely take down the fan, and let me tell you guys, this was not an easy task, mainly because I had to take it apart piece by piece. The fact that I don't own a ladder didn't help my cause, but sure enough, I was able to get the job done. And look at that, pranksters, the fan is gone. All that's left is an opening and some wiring. For now, let's leave it alone, as I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna be replacing the fan with. This is the $70 Taloya 12-inch smart ceiling light, which can be controlled with both Alexa and Google. When opening this light, I wasn't too sure what to expect, but when I pulled it out from the box, I saw how thin it was. It was exactly what this room needed. Its size would give me all the headroom I could ever need. I started by screwing on the bracket for the smart light to attach to the ceiling, right where the fan used to be. As far as the connection process, it was pretty easy, as the wires were already color coded, and because there's no metal to deal with, there was no need to ground it. The last step was to mount the round light to the bracket, and that was easily done by twisting it on. So now I could go back to the breaker and flip the switch back on, and that will enable the light to power on. Now that we had light, I was happy, but there was more work that needed to be done. Now, by looking at this empty room, it's hard to envision anything besides what it is, which is a small 16 by 16 foot living room. But you're about to see me transform it into my dream gym setup. So when Black Friday came along, I took advantage of a deal that Tonal had going on, so I made a big commitment by purchasing it. All I had to do now is wait for it to be delivered about 6 weeks later. And although I did miss its first delivery attempt, I was able to answer the door on its second delivery, which was on the last day of 2021. As much as I would have loved to install this machine, I had to let the pros do it, and in less than an hour they were able to assemble it and mount it onto the wall that I chose, which is between two windows. And no, it's not centered, and you'll see why later on. But yeah, I felt really happy when I finally saw this machine installed on my wall. For those of you who don't know what Tonal is, it's basically a smart gym, and any workout that you could possibly think of, you can get done on this machine. It's an entire glass screen with two arms on the side, which give you all the resistance you need. The total value of this machine was a little over $4,000, and that includes taxes, the installation, the bench and accessories such as two smart handles, a smart bar, smart rope, a roller, and a workout mat. It's always so satisfying peeling off the protective plastic of any brand new gadget, especially a $4,000 one. So with this machine in place, I could now work around it and finish this setup. The walls in this room are all white, and I just couldn't have that. And you guys know that in all my setups, my color scheme is always the same: white, black, and gray, all neutral colors. I did it with my dream movie room as well as my dream gaming setup. So I went to Home Depot and purchased some paint, as I would be painting one of these walls. I narrowed it down to 2 shades of gray, so once I decided on the color, I made my purchase. Although painting walls isn't one of my favorite things to do, I knew that it had to get done, so unlike my previous setups where I used a roller to paint my walls, In this case, I took a different approach, so I began to prep everything to start painting. As you guys can see, I made sure to cover up everything with plastic and tape. It's really important to do this step right and not go cheap on tape. Seriously guys, never go cheap on painter's tape to avoid dripping. Once my tonal and the surrounding walls were covered up, I dumped a bucket of paint onto my sprayer. Yeah guys, no rollers for me this time, and here we go. Obviously there's ways to do this, but it's best to start on one side and work yourself towards the opposite end of the wall. You won't believe how easy this was guys. All it took was one coat of paint, because this time I got a premium bucket of paint, which was a little bit more expensive than average. Because watching paint dry is no fun, I decided to keep myself occupied by going to Wingstop for a 10-piece meal and playing Warzone for a couple hours. Once a few hours had passed, the wall was ready, so I began to peel off the plastic and tape gently, and although there was a couple of spots that I wasn't too happy with, my accent wall looked pretty awesome in the glossy gray that I chose. Because I would need more lighting to continue this setup, I brought out 2 sets of smart light strips. For the brands, I mixed them up. I went with Govee and Novastella. These can be controlled with Alexa, so that's always a plus. The Govee light strips are white and the Novastella strips are black. Just like all my setups, I exposed the 3M adhesive and stick them on the corners of the wall, both the bottom and top. When fully on, these lights illuminate the room even more and are good additions to the overall setup. They look awesome where I placed them, and although there's hundreds of color combinations, I kept it a basic white. It looks pretty epic so far, not bad for the $50 that I spent on them, huh? So Tonal sells a shelf on their website for $250. And although that shelf is very essential for hanging the smart accessories, I knew for a fact that I was not gonna pay that much for a shelf. So instead, I put together my own. I went to Home Depot and purchased a 24 by 10 inch gray shelf for $10. For an extra $5, I got some black brackets from Walmart. With my drill, I was able to fasten them on opposite ends of the shelves with some screws. Now pranksters, here's where I got smart. Because the Tonal accessories have T-locks on their ends, they require a special type of shelf to hang from. So I went on Amazon and for $15 I purchased 4 clips that were specially made for the Tonal smart accessories from a third-party manufacturer. I spaced them out evenly and screwed them on the middle of the shelf. They were sturdy enough to handle the smart accessories, including the smart bar, which is the heavier of the bunch. Now guys, it was time to position the shelf on its permanent spot. And here's why I chose not to center the Tonal between both windows evenly. Basically, I would need at least one stud on the wall to screw the shelf onto. With the help of my level and drill, I made it happen, and I made sure that the shelf would not get in the way of the Tonal's arms when fully extended out. Just look at this awesome $30 shelf. This shelf is sturdy enough to handle some serious weight, so at this point I could easily hang up the Tonal's smart accessories. With those hanging below, now I gotta put things on top. So the first thing going up is this Frigidaire cooler that I picked up at Walmart for $50. Let's unbox it real quick. And as you guys saw from the box, this fridge is all black with the exception of the door, which is gray, and the top has a handle for portability. What's cool about it is that it runs on both AC and DC power, meaning that I can plug this into my car and go on a road trip, but in this case, it'll be for my home gym. This cooler is capable of holding up to 15 12-ounce cans, which to me is a lot. It comes with a plastic divider for separation. This fridge will be going on top of the Tonal shelf. And here is what I'm gonna be filling up the cooler with. Let me introduce you guys to the Aspire energy drink. And guys, I gotta say, in no way is this video sponsored by Aspire, but to me, it's one of the best energy drinks that I've ever had in my life. It's not just all about taste, but rather its contents, and of course its effects. These have 0 calories, 0 sugars, and no carbs, so it really is the ideal energy drink for me. I got me a 12-pack of 12-ounce tall cans, which I can easily fit inside the Frigidaire cooler. I'll have energy in a can whenever I need it for my workouts. This cooler will be powered by my brand new $15 power extension, which also comes with USB ports. And remember guys that at the start of this video I did mention that I am giving away a cooler, and this is the cooler that I was talking about. So go ahead and like this video and leave a comment below so you can enter that giveaway. A few months before I started building this setup, I had sidelined my $2,000 Nextraker treadmill. This thing came in a large heavy box which I managed to put together, and I was very impressed with the performance of this machine. It's just exactly what my gym needed to keep up with my running habits. Because it was sidelined for a few months, I had to do a bit of a tune-up for it, so I got a $30 treadmill accessory kit. I cleaned it and lubed it up to make sure that it would work to perfection. It ended up looking like new. I positioned the treadmill on the corner so it would face the same side as the Tonal. For flooring, I knew that the carpet that I was building this gym on wouldn't cut it for my workouts, but at the same time, I was not about to remove all the carpet, so I did the next best thing. I went to Home Depot and bought me some thick pieces of plywood. Together, both pieces measured 10 feet by 4 feet. I paid $70 for both because obviously the price of lumber is way overinflated. I connected both pieces with some tape. Stepping on this, of course, I knew it wouldn't be enough. So for $60, I bought a 2-pack of 8 interlocking foam exercise gym floor mats. These are awesome for padding on any hard surface. They provide good grip and traction. Pretty much it reminded me of a puzzle that I had to put together, except that all sizes fit anywhere. I pretty much covered all the plywood. While at Home Depot, I also purchased a smaller piece of plywood. I placed it on the floor on a wall connected to a half wall. That I too covered with a foam gym mat. I needed something waterproof to protect the carpet because my $280 Brio water dispenser had arrived. It was a bit heavy, but wow, when I took it out of the box, I was amazed by how it looked. Having a home gym requires you to always have water handy, so this water dispenser was a must. Not only does it dispense ice cold water, but it also dispenses hot boiling water, and of course room temperature water as well. I had grown up with a water dispenser, but they always had a water jug on top. This machine was the opposite. It was loaded from the bottom and it fits a 5-gallon water jug in there. It just makes it look much better and cleaner than the classic one. The icing on the cake was that it was all black with a gray and chrome, just perfect for my color scheme. Once my Brio water dispenser was in place and plugged in, right above it I began to install a $10 shelf. It was a piece of cake to mount on. Once it was on properly, it was ready. So on top I will place a couple of boxes of protein bars, and my favorites are from Power Crunch. These actually taste good, unlike 90% of the other stuff I've tried. Next to these, I'll have my Extend post-workout powder. It would be my first time trying it. I went with it because I could call it Nextstand instead of Extend, which I know sounds dumb, but hey, I'm next. I threw in a tub of pre-workout. Mr. Hyde is the brand that I went with. I only chose it because of its flavor, Blue Ras Popsicle. And really it didn't disappoint. It was really good. Now along with these, I also got me a $10 24-ounce Splendor bottle shaker to mix up my supplements. And because I wanted to get into the habit of drinking more water, this gallon water jug is perfect for that. You see guys, on it has certain checkpoints throughout the day. It's a fun way to drink more water, so trying to keep up with it will be a challenge well worth taking. And it only cost me $20 on Amazon. And just so you guys know, I do have affiliate links in the description for every single item that I showcase in this video. So my water area was ready. Here is where I'll come before, during, and after my workouts. Further into the room, I saw a spot open next to the treadmill, which I thought was perfect for a mirror. Because come on guys, you can't have a home gym or pretty much any gym without mirrors. So here is my 30 by 24 inch WaterSong LED anti-fog dimmable mirror. I was very surprised by its weight, but then again, it's not your average mirror. It's got anti-fog capabilities as well as LEDs. So mounting this on the wall was not easy because of its weight, but I was able to make it work and managed to hang it up with the help of my level. I did not like the fact that the cord was short, but with an extension I was able to get power to it. With a tap of the flat button on the corner, we can turn on its LED functions to light up around it. Again guys, this mirror is 30 by 24 inches and goes for $200. It's ideal for bathrooms and vanities, but to me it's in the perfect spot. I can be doing my reps and looking in the mirror as I do them to make sure that I'm doing them right. On the left of the mirror, I decided to install one last small shelf. This one would be white with white brackets. Once it was mounted on tightly, I went ahead and attached 2 more brackets a little bit larger than the one supporting the shelf because the Tonal Smart Gym came with an exercise mat. I thought it was perfect to hold it. I had the mat rolled up with some straps and I was easily able to position it on. It'll be out of the way and whenever I need it, I will have it handy. Basically guys, this corner will be my boxing corner. So because the half wall looked horrible on there, I had to cover it up, and the best I could do was to place 2 large mirror doors in front of it. I had to angle these to fit into that tight spot. Seriously guys, you can't have too many mirrors inside your home gym. Now check this out guys, I bought this $300 Everlast heavy duty punching bag station a few years back, but never really used it as I should have. Well, I dusted it off, cleaned it up, changed the bungee cables on the double end bag, inflated it, as well as the speed bag, so it was ready to go. I'll be able to take out my aggression on these, especially on the heavy bag. I have my gloves hung up on there, as well as a jump rope, and yeah, I'm a big fan of jump rope guys. To add more accessories to this, I bought 2 sets of 14-ounce boxing gloves. These actually represent my 2 favorite countries in the world. The red, white, and blue represent the United States, and of course, red, white, and green represent Mexico. When I saw these gloves online, I had to buy them. They were both $25 a pair, and honestly, more than anything, they're just for decoration purposes. So I hung these up on opposite ends of the wall. For $10 on Amazon, I got my hands on this very cool boxing accessory that will challenge your boxing skills and reflexes. Basically, you wrap a strap around your forehead and attached to it is an elastic rope that's linked to a ball. It's a great way to shadow box without actually looking crazy, and I gotta say it's quite challenging. This particular box came with 3 balls for training. You can really break a sweat enhancing your boxing skills with these. For $10, it's definitely worth it. On Amazon, I also bought a $15 exercise dice. This thing is self-explanatory. Basically, you roll it and whatever side faces up, it'll be the workout that you'll have to do. But not all are workouts, some are water breaks. This dice will definitely make working out more fun. Here are all the items that I'll be placing on my boxing station. A $10 organic screen cleaner for my Tonal's glass screen, my boxing speed ball kit, an air pump for the speed bag, and of course the exercise dice. All of these will be ready when I need them. Now if we go back to the other shelf, the one next to the Tonal, there's still room there for accessories. So the roller that came with the Tonal will go next to the cooler. Because this is a smart home gym, I wanted another lighting accessory that stood out, something I could place on the shelf, and so I got this E-Color egg-shaped lantern. This thing can display some crazy colors. It packs 60 million colors and scene modes. $35 seemed like a lot to pay for this, but once I saw it was rechargeable and wireless, it made more sense. It's exactly what I wanted to place on top of the Tonal shelf. And because I'm crazy about lighting, I got another light accessory from E-Color. Normally these 12-foot Dream Color TV backlight strips go behind a 55 to 65 inch television. Well, I made the decision to make my Tonal stand out from the rest, so I went ahead and wrapped these $15 lights behind my Tonal. Pretty much like if it was a TV. And let me show you guys, this thing looks even better. Like I said, I wanted it to stand out, but at the same time, it's not a big distraction for me when I'm working out. These lights sync to music, but since I'm not crazy about that particular feature, I'll be alternating between blue and purple with this one because these are the ones that stand out to me the most. Although these light kits came with a remote, I knew that I would need something better to control all my devices. I needed someone running the show for me, so I got me a $30 Alexa Dot. Pretty much every single smart device in this gym will be controlled through Alexa. Once it was hooked up and set up, I placed it on top of the shelf. I thought long and hard before getting a dehumidifier for my smart gym, but after much research, it made a lot of sense to do it. So this $250 Nabaidun dehumidifier had to be part of this gym. I knew that body heat and the treadmill running an hour a day would make this room heat up. It would get humid in here. It just made so much sense to get this awesome machine. This is a smart dehumidifier, so I can connect it through Wi-Fi and control all its functions. This machine requires a little over a gallon of water to get started. It's easy to clean and it will stay out of the way during my workouts. It works quietly, so I don't have to worry about moisture while killing it here at the gym. So pretty much my whole house is gonna be taken care of, not just the gym. Overall guys, the reason why I'm having one of these in my home smart gym is to protect all the equipment from humidity and moisture. The Tonal machine and the Nextraker treadmill were not cheap, so I will be expanding their life with this dehumidifier from Nabaidun. Another thing that I won't have to worry about is having a dirty carpet because of this awesome machine that I have right here. Let me show you guys my new $200 Clobot robot vacuum cleaner. Although this machine does come with a remote that will allow me to control it, it's also Google and Alexa compatible, so that's what I'm gonna be going with, because remember guys, this is a smart gym, so the idea here is to include as many smart devices as possible. Having a dog that sheds fur all the time can cause my carpet to get furry, and having to worry about the upkeep of my carpet is not one of my priorities. Luckily this Clobot vacuum takes care of that, so I don't have to. Basically guys, this is a 3-brush system that vacuums at 3 different speeds. It basically vacuums the whole room. I can either set a timer for it, control it through Alexa, or with just my phone or remote. It actually knows when to stop to avoid collision, and when it's low on battery, it will return to its charging dock. When fully charged, this vacuum can go for 100 minutes at a time. Yes, this is another must-have smart device for my home gym. Now guys, although I do take my working out serious, I know that I'll have some days where I'll just want to get on the treadmill and walk the incline, and I'll want to keep busy and entertained, so that's where this Lepau C2 Series 15.6 inch Full HD 1080p portable monitor comes in. Yeah, it's nicely wrapped in plastic and would actually make for a great Christmas present. Typically these go for $200 on Amazon, and you'll see why these are worth having. Inside this box, right away we get a screen protector that will be applied on. All the cables and wires are included as well, such as the USB Type-C and mini HDMI cable. And here I'm unveiling the monitor. It's such a beautiful monitor. It's very thin and lightweight. The back is where we have all the buttons and ports for connection, as well as the speakers. The stand folds back for a full 180 degrees, which means that you can adjust it for the best comfortable view. This monitor can pretty much be used for anything. It can be plugged into a computer to be used as a second monitor. It can also be linked to your Xbox to play video games. Well, I'll be using it for my fitness activities. So here I have an Amazon Fire Stick, which I bought on Black Friday for 20 bucks. This also has Alexa available to assist me navigating it. I will sign in to all my current streaming services such as HBO Max, Paramount Plus, Hulu, and the rest. Check out this next item. I truly believe that everybody should have one of these handy, especially if you're someone who travels all the time. These are smart resistance bands from WeGym. This is an all-in-one portable gym system meant for a full body workout. And did I mention that these are smart resistance bands? Of course I did. It is a smart gym that we're building after all. Now for me, these will be backup for my Tonal when I'm away from home. These connect to my phone and allow me to keep track of my workouts and reps. I can also adjust the resistance on them very easily. There really is no beating these for the price of $80. These don't clamp on just doors, but pretty much anything that's sturdy and can withstand some pressure. My favorite feature is that these come with ankle straps that help with lower body workouts. These will definitely be a great alternative to my Tonal for 2% of the cost. And the last smart device being added to my gym setup is this $25 smart scale from Peacock. I went with the white one. It's powered by AAA batteries. The rubber feet are essential for gripping to the floor. The surface is all white. It connects through Bluetooth, so I can keep track of my fitness goals without actually doing it. The scale itself will do it for me, and with the help of Peacock's app, now I'll be able to keep track of not just my weight, but BMI, heart rate, water content, and other valuable information about my fitness levels. Just goes to show that you don't have to go super expensive when getting a smart scale. A $25 scale like this Peacock Smart Scale will work just fine. Because I had so many things to power up, including the treadmill and Tonal, I got a hold of a $20 GE Surge Protector Power Strip extension. This one measures 20 feet in length and gives me access to 6 twistable outlets for convenience. Yeah, I know it seems like there's a lot being plugged in, but luckily I have the right outlets to support everything. One thing about me is that I have a love-hate relationship with windows. Sometimes I'm glad that they're there so I can get some sunlight in, but for the most part I'd rather they not be there, and here we have 3 windows that we have to cover up. When I built my dream gaming setup in my dream movie room, I covered all the windows with acoustic panels. Now in this case, because I'm not concerned with sound from outside or inside for that matter, I don't have to use any expensive acoustic panels. So another trip to the Home Depot was in order, and this time I grabbed a bunch of furring wood. I also picked up some black cotton fabric. Since I have 3 windows, I needed 3 of these. Now to put this together, I need a drill, screws, a staple gun, a level, and some black foam boards. I spent about $70 altogether. After measuring the windows, I needed to build frames that were 5 feet by 3 feet. So I cut them all to size. With my drill, I joined all ends together to get the outer frame finished. I also added additional support on the inside of the frame, and you'll see why later on. The pieces of foam board will be stapled on the front, and so they don't stick out on the edges, I will have to cut them to size as well. With some tape, I held the seams together in the center, and now all I had to do was cover them up with the black fabric using my staple gun, and I was done. I hung these in the right place so they would cover up all 3 windows to keep the sunlight out. Now guys, of course, this is my own personal preference. I know a lot of people prefer to have some sunlight in while working out. I'm just weird like that. I was pretty happy with how things looked. I was true to my color scheme. The white, gray, and black are represented in this setup. And of course, I'll be adding some actual color in a bit. But first, I had to take care of those cables and wires. They looked incredibly ugly the way that they were just hanging there. For that, I needed the help of this $20 cable management kit. I went with the white, although I also had options for gray and black. These are easy to use and can actually be trimmed down. I was able to conceal as many cables as possible, and once I was done covering them up, I was quite happy with how organized everything was looking. Now going back to adding color to this setup. Although the RGB lights could easily provide that when on, I needed something more permanent. Not only that, but more than anything, I needed to add some inspiration to this. That's where Reborn Design came in and saved the day. If you go on to reborndesign.com, you'll see a large collection of colorful canvases, many of which will fit every need out there. So I ordered 3 canvases, 2 extra large ones and a medium. So let's unbox them together. Like I said, I needed inspiration, and if you've been following me for a while now, you know that I love astronauts. So I found this really cool one, and I gotta hand it to Reborn Design for making sure these canvases were well protected and arrived in one piece. Although I do appreciate the bubble wrap, it had to go. This particular canvas has an astronaut on its knees in the middle of nowhere, deep in space. He has found a flower. He has found life in a hopeless place. The name of this piece is Life is All About Perception. The way I see it is that you can find hope when it seems like there isn't any. And for someone trying to get in shape, my first thought always went to a picture of a kitty cat looking into a mirror. His reflection on the mirror was of a powerful lion, and that always stuck to me. It's all about how you see yourself. Well, I found something similar, but it's an original one from Reborn Design. I went ahead and ordered that one as well. This one, just like the other one, is also extra large and gallery wrapped. They both measure 48 inches by 36 inches. Here you can clearly see an average cat casting a shadow, but it's not an ordinary shadow. It's the one of a powerful lion, the king of the jungle. The name of this piece is Patience is a Virtue, and I'd like to believe that good patience is needed when achieving any fitness goal. You gotta stick to it and eventually you'll reach that finish line. Along with these, I also had a smaller medium-sized canvas of a boxing French bulldog. Since I love Frenchies and boxing is my second favorite sport, I had to include this one as part of my setup. The total value of these Reborn Design canvases is $1,000, and in my opinion, they're well worth every penny. Because I framed the panels a certain way, I was able to hang these up on them. I chose to keep the cat canvas on the right side of the tonal. The astronaut and French bulldog went on the other panels, and because I'm big on symmetry at times, I just didn't like how the Frenchy canvas looked on here. So instead, I brought down my other Reborn Design canvas from my movie room. This one is called Don't Let Your Dreams Fade Away, and again it features another astronaut. The French bulldog canvas went on top of a mirror closer to my boxing corner. It just made more sense to be there. At this point, I was almost done with the wall decor, but I did have a spare 15 bucks, so I purchased these black vinyl decals. I wanted to make sure that anybody that walked into this gym knew that it was opened 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's no excuses not to work out. I decided that I would stick these on the accent wall right above the treadmill. I did try to stick them in the middle of the wall, as leveled as possible. I followed the instructions that were provided, and unfortunately, the letters would just not stick to the wall. They would easily peel off. Fortunately, I was able to make it work with my iron and a piece of fabric. All that was needed was to heat them up. Sometimes I will recommend that you use a blow dryer, but my hot iron worked just fine. After a few minutes, I was done. Here is the last 2 additions to this gym. For $100 at Walmart, you can get a set of cap 25-pound dumbbells. Now these are not your average dumbbells, these are adjustable. They come with their very own docking track for a much neater look. What I like about these is that the weight can be adjusted in increments of 5 all the way up to 25 pounds. These are perfect for light exercises or for days when you don't want to lift too much. Below the cat canvas, these will go. Lastly guys, because this is a smart home gym, I have a lot of smart devices, including my assistant Alexa. I need strong, powerful Wi-Fi, so I got this mesh Wi-Fi system from the brand Rockspace. And yes, this is also available on Amazon for under $200. Basically guys, this device comes in 3 to better expand the reach inside my house. Because my modem is upstairs, it was essential that I provided all my devices with a strong signal. And this tri-brand whole home mesh Wi-Fi router can do that. It covers 6,000 square feet and up to 90 devices all within my house. All I had to do was connect one of these to my modem with an Ethernet cable. Then I created distance between the 3 and the rest was pretty easy. I could use the Rockspace app to finish up the setup process and have full control of this device. Seriously guys, without this Wi-Fi extender, I would not be able to operate my smart home gym, especially not the Tonal, which relies on it for everything, including updates. And now guys, with everything being where it needs to be, I was finally done building my smart home gym setup. I gotta say, this took a lot of time to put together, hours and hours of hard work, and with the value of over $10,000, this build was not cheap. But I wanted to show you guys how I took a boring room inside my house and turned it into my gym. But not just any gym. This is my dream smart home gym. Having this inside my house will motivate me to do better, get healthier, be stronger, and reach all my fitness goals. If you guys enjoyed watching this, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more content such as this one. It really does mean the world to me that you took the time to watch this video. I'll continue making content for you guys as long as you keep coming back. Thanks for stopping by, pranksters. I'll see you guys in my next video.